Confidence doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is built step by step through deliberate action. And this is the foundation of what many refer to as the confidence cycle. When you take even a small action toward a goal, your brain begins to register progress. And that progress sends a signal that you're capable of more than you previously believed. Over time, these small actions stack up, creating a pattern that reinforces your sense of self-trust. This idea strongly aligns with the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, who emphasized that the subconscious mind responds to repeated behaviors and beliefs. When you act consistently, even if the steps are imperfect, you begin to reshape your internal narrative. Instead of telling yourself that you are unsure or unprepared, your actions start to prove otherwise. This shift is powerful because belief is not just something you think, it's something you experience through evidence. Each action you take becomes proof that you can move forward, and that proof gradually replaces doubt with certainty. Many people mistakenly wait until they feel ready before they act, but the truth is that readiness often comes after you begin. Action creates clarity, and clarity fuels confidence. For example, when you try something new, you may feel uncertain at first, but once you take that first step, you gain insight, feedback, and a better understanding of what to do next. That process reduces fear because the unknown becomes more familiar. As you repeat this cycle, action leading to feedback, feedback leading to adjustment, and adjustment leading to improvement, you begin to trust yourself more deeply. This trust is the core of real confidence. It's not about being perfect or never failing. It's about knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way because you've done it before. Another important aspect of this cycle is momentum. Once you start taking action regularly, it becomes easier to keep going. The hardest part is often the beginning, but once you push past that initial resistance, your energy shifts. You begin to feel more motivated, not because motivation suddenly appeared, but because your actions created it. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. Small, repeated efforts are far more effective than occasional bursts of activity followed by long periods of inaction. Over time, these consistent actions build a strong foundation of belief that is rooted in real experience. You're no longer hoping you can succeed. You know you can because you've seen yourself make progress. This is the essence of turning effort into measurable confidence. It's a process that anyone can follow regardless of where they start. By focusing on taking the next step, no matter how small, you begin to create a loop where action feeds belief and belief fuels even greater action, ultimately transforming the way you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Building on this foundation, the next stage of the confidence cycle involves training your mind to interpret your actions in a way that strengthens belief rather than weakens it. Every experience you go through carries meaning, but the meaning is not fixed. It is shaped by how you choose to see it. When something doesn't go as planned, it can either become evidence of failure or an opportunity for growth. This perspective shift is essential because confidence is not built by avoiding mistakes. It is built by responding to them constructively. Dr. Joseph Murphy often highlighted that the subconscious mind accepts what you repeatedly tell it, especially when those thoughts are supported by emotion and action. This means that if you constantly interpret setbacks as proof that you are incapable, your belief system will reflect that. However, if you begin to view those same setbacks as feedback, valuable information that helps you adjust and improve, your internal dialogue begins to change in a powerful way. You start to see yourself as someone who learns, adapts, and grows, rather than someone who fails and stops. This subtle but important shift creates emotional resilience, which is a key component of lasting confidence. As you continue taking action, it becomes important to stay consistent with how you frame your experiences. After each step, ask yourself what you learned and how you can apply that lesson moving forward. This keeps your focus on progress rather than perfection. Another critical element in this stage is repetition with awareness. Simply repeating actions without reflection may create habits, but repeating actions while consciously recognizing your progress builds belief. For instance, if you complete a task that once felt difficult, take a moment to acknowledge it. That acknowledgement reinforces the idea that you're improving. Over time, these moments of recognition accumulate, strengthening your self-image. You begin to identify as someone who takes action and follows through, and that identity becomes a powerful driver of future behavior. In addition, surrounding yourself with reminders of your progress can further reinforce this cycle. Whether it's keeping track of small wins, journaling your experiences, or mentally reviewing what you've accomplished, these practices help anchor your confidence in reality. They provide tangible evidence that your efforts are paying off, even if the results are gradual. It's also important to understand that growth is rarely linear. There will be periods where progress feels slow or even stagnant, but this does not mean the cycle has stopped working. Often, these phases are where deeper learning takes place beneath the surface. Staying committed during these moments is what separates temporary motivation from true confidence. By continuing to act, reflect, and adjust, you maintain the cycle and allow it to work over time. Eventually, what once required effort begins to feel natural. You no longer question whether you could take action, you simply do it. This is where confidence becomes part of your identity, not just something you practice occasionally. Through consistent effort, thoughtful reflection, and a willingness to learn from every experience, you transform the way you think, act, and believe, creating a lasting sense of self-assurance that continues to grow stronger with every step forward. As this cycle continues to develop, it begins to influence not only your actions, but also the deeper patterns of your thinking and emotional responses, shaping a more stable and reliable sense of self-confidence. At this stage, confidence is no longer something you consciously try to build. Instead, it becomes a natural outcome of how you approach challenges, opportunities, and even uncertainty. One of the most powerful aspects of this phase is the growing alignment between what you think, what you say to yourself, and what you actually do. When these elements are in sync, your mind no longer experiences the internal conflict that often leads to hesitation or self-doubt. This idea connects closely with the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy, who explained that the subconscious mind thrives on consistency and repetition. When your actions repeatedly confirm a positive belief, that belief becomes deeply embedded, influencing your behavior automatically. You begin to trust your instincts more, make decisions with greater clarity, and move forward without the constant need for reassurance. Another key element in this stage is emotional control. Confidence is not just about taking action when things feel easy. It is about maintaining direction even when emotions fluctuate. There will still be moments of doubt, fear, or uncertainty, but these feelings no longer dictate your choices. Instead, you recognize them as temporary signals rather than permanent barriers. This shift allows you to act despite discomfort, which further strengthens your confidence because you prove to yourself that emotions do not control your outcomes. Over time, this creates a sense of inner stability that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. In addition, your focus begins to shift from proving yourself to others toward fulfilling your own standards and goals. This internal focus is crucial because it reduces dependence on external validation, which is often inconsistent and unreliable. When your confidence is rooted in your own actions and progress, it becomes far more sustainable. You measure success by your effort, growth, and consistency rather than by comparison or approval. This mindset not only strengthens your confidence, but also increases your resilience, as setbacks no longer feel like personal failures, but rather part of a larger process of improvement. Furthermore, as you continue to take action and refine your approach, you start to notice opportunities that you may have previously overlooked. Confidence expands your perspective, making you more open to trying new things and stepping outside your comfort zone. Each new experience adds another layer to your belief system, reinforcing the idea that you are capable of adapting and succeeding in different situations. This creates a positive feedback loop where growth leads to confidence, and confidence leads to even greater growth. Eventually, the confidence cycle becomes self-sustaining. You no longer need constant motivation or reminders to take action because it has become part of who you are. Your identity shifts from someone who hesitates to someone who acts, learns, and evolves. This transformation is the true power of the confidence cycle, where consistent effort, guided by awareness and supported by belief, creates a lasting sense of self-assurance that continues to strengthen over time, allowing you to approach life with clarity, purpose, and an unshakable trust in your ability to move forward.